guys, we have a big breaking news coming out. Zelensky extend martial law and mobilization. All right. At the same time, we are seeing some stuff going down right now. You got the Russians are knocking out Ukraine's energy system, region by region. At the same time, it's official. Aid to Ukraine is collapsing. Well, you guys know Donald, he told Zelensky to just accept it. Accept that Vladimir is going to take your territories. You need to end this biblical war before you get destroyed. All right, guys, before I start, for those of you that want to send us letters, a prayer request, you can send it to me, US Santiago, or my wife, Jessica Santiago, at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida, 34691. And for those of you that want to contribute to the channel, we do have the Cash App link and the PayPal link in the comments box and also description box. Thank you again for your support. Your support is what keeps us on air. All right, so yeah, we're gonna see what's going on. We're gonna start with let's start with this one here. All right, I'm gonna leave that martial law to the very end. All right, it's gonna be quick, but again, Zelensky extend martial law. So what's that supposed to mean? It means that he will remain in power. There won't be no election. Ay, 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 ay. Man, that's just brutal, man. The people there, they want someone new. They want a new face. And that's what they need, a new face to change the outcome of these biblical war. All right, so let's see what's going on with this one first. So the bare new tactic first begins with local strike on frontline and border regions, most notably Sumy and Chernihiv Oblast, which are suffering the most at present. Electricity services are being destroyed. Now, Kharkiv, Odessa, and other regions are also being struck less intensively, but still regularly. Across all these areas, the Russians are methodically trying to destroy the energy system in its entirety, local generation, transmission, and through major Okrenego and Ukraine state-owned electricity transmission system operator, substations, and even distribution within large cities via oblast operator substations. So basically the grids. They are trying to take out all them grids. And this has been going on for the past 3 years. They do this every time winter is near. They take out those grids. Now, in August and September, these strikes were conducted mainly by drones, typically around 10 UAVs per target, although in some cases, the number rose to as many as 40. Another change is that the Russian no longer launches one large wave at once, as before. Instead, they strike in series, sending a few drones every hour. Ukrainian power engineers say they have not seen this tactic until now. Drone strikes are then followed by heavy strikes on generation facilities, including the use of ballistic missiles. What Ukrainians should prepare for: prolonged emergency and schedule outages. Experience from recent years show that in 1 or 2 strikes, the Russian can knock out more generation than Ukraine can restore over an entire summer. This winter will certainly be one of shortages, and emergency outages are already in effect across almost the whole country, most likely in winter. Ukraine will face a 4x4 scenario: 4 hours without power, 2 hours with it. Forecasts a representative of one state energy company. And they already cleared that the hardest hit areas will be Frontline and border regions, above all Sumy and Chernihiv, with Kharkiv, Zaporizhia, and other regions, including Kherson Oblast, also under threat. Prepare for outages. All right, so we're going to go with this next one here. It's official. Aid to Ukraine is collapsing. Well, guys, it's been almost, 4 years? I mean, they've been sending so many stuff. NATO and US, I mean, they've been sending billions and equipment after equipment. It goes to tell you that the bear is strong. Very powerful country. Despite grand statements from Europe, aid to Ukraine is collapsing. In July, NATO launched the Pearl initiative to enable other member states to procure weapons for Ukraine in the U.S. and then quickly pass them on. However, the hope for boost from the initiative failed to materialize. On the contrary, on the contrary, arms deliveries have recently slumped. In the summer, Europe's commitment fell by 57% compared to the first half of the year, and from an average of 3.8 to 1.9 billion euros per month. Overall, monthly military aid from all donor countries was thus around 40% below the level of the first 6 months of the year. That's it. Time is running out. There's no more Nancy. There's no more Joe. I mean, those individuals were bankrupting the sleeping giant. It's coming to an end. And Donald told Zelensky, you have to end this, man, before you end up destroyed. You won't beat the bear. You won't get back those territories. You're not going to get Crimea. You're not going to get those regions. You have to end it. But he's hard-headed. Zelensky addressed the Rada with a proposal to extend martial law and mobilization. They need to stand up against him and say, hey, we try, man. We try. You got to go. You got to go 4 years. I mean, again, martial law after martial law extension. I mean, his term was up in 2023. It's going on 2 years now. Imagine Joe being commander. No, imagine Barack being commander for like 20 years. Imagine that. The sleeping giant will be fed up with it. All right, so Ukrainian leader Zelensky proposed to the Rada to extend martial law and mobilization. Now, this, if I'm not mistaken, I think Rada, it could be like Congress or the Senate, if I'm not mistaken. Just correct me, guys. Leave comments down below. All right, so this is reported by the, I'm going to skip that name, with reference to the website. I'm going to skip that name. Thus, on October 20th, 2 bills were registered on the website of the Rada, number 14128 and number 14129, on approval of the decree of the President of Ukraine on extension of martial law in Ukraine, on approval for the decree of the President of Ukraine on extension of the period of general mobilization. Currently, martial law and mobilization in Ukraine lasts until November the 5th. Well, there you go, guys. Accordingly, they should be extended for 90 days, from November 5th to February 2026. It is worth noting that this will be the 17th time that the Ukrainian parliament will extend martial law. 17 times? 17 times. 17 times. That is nuts. Give me a second here, guys. Give me a second here. My dogs are barking. Give me a second. Hey guys, I truly apologize about that. My dogs were barking, and I thought they kind of escaped, but it's not my neighbor, it's their neighbor. They have dogs, and they started barking, and my dog started barking. So I truly apologize about that. All right, so I'm not gonna reset the video. I'm going in past 10 minutes, so we're just gonna continue with this one here. So it is worth noting that this will be the 17th time that the Ukrainian parliament will extend martial law. 17 times in mobilization, according to MP. Now, the vote on the extension of martial law and mobilization is scheduled for Tuesday, October 21st. So that would be tomorrow. 17th time extending martial law. That is absolutely insane. So what is known about the extension of martial law in Ukraine? With the beginning of the bare full-scale invasion of Ukraine, martial law was introduced, a special legal regime that applies in time of armed aggressions or threat of strikes. Its main purpose is to protect the sovereignty and territorial integrity of the state. Martial law grants additional powers to the Gov military command, a local administration, and self-gov bodies. Now, this allows for effective coordination of the country's defense and guarantees the safety of the population in times of threat. As a reminder, men between the ages of 25 and 60 have passed a medical examination, are subject to conscription, while women with medical education can be mobilized voluntarily. Martial law has been extended. Well, they're going to extend it, I do believe so. It's going to be the 17th time. Again, what are your thoughts on this one here, guys? 17 times. Wow. Now, give me a second here, guys. I want to see if there's any updates here. It's just mind-blowing that he just continued doing this over and over and over. Yeah, so it seems like this is all the information. I'm seeing something here. Major Russian gas plant forced to suspend gas intake following Ukrainian drone strike. So you guys already know there's a lot of strike going on, especially these oil refineries. Russia oil refineries are getting hit left and right. So Kiev Post is sharing this information. No retreat from Donbass. Ukraine's position remains unchanged. Donald has warned him. Donald said, if you continue with this, you're going to be destroyed. Here are more key statements from the president's latest press briefing on Tomahawk. Zelensky suggests that Donald is avoiding escalation with the bear until he meets with them directly. Budapest is not an appropriate location for peace talk, given that Orban blocks Ukraine at every turn. Putin called Donald over the Tomahawk, reacting to Donald rhetoric. Once again, the bear is clearly afraid of that decision. They're not afraid. They're not afraid of that decision. They just don't want to push the button. That's not being afraid. That's just being precaution. The bear is again pushing the false line that Ukraine is preparing a new offensive and is not ready for a cease plan. This war cannot be ended quickly. but we're getting closer to an end. Well, someone's going to lose it. Someone's going to lose this war. Ukraine needs to secure gas worth $2 billion for the winter. Part of this funding has been found. I wonder where they got the money from. Alright, so the sleeping giant would completely replace the bare gas in Europe. The bear has lost the European gas war to America. Ukraine could build 9 additional power units if cooperation with the US continues. So there are decisions Ukraine has no right to make, even under pressure. Putin doesn't need Donbass for his own sake. It is a tool to create an illusion of success, but no one can guarantee he won't go further later. Security guarantees remain Ukraine's top priority. So far, Ukraine has signed 28 bilateral security agreements with international partners. Right now, the U.S. commander is essentially giving Putin another chance. Frontline update. The situation in Provostovsk is difficult. In Kupiansk, conditions have improved. We're holding our position. And last but not least, Zelensky extend martial law for the 17th time. This biblical war is not going to be over, but I do believe what Donald says. Zelensky, you're going to get destroyed. And we're not going to be sending you equipments like that. And again, NATO, well, again, they don't have much. So I guess it's all NATO hand. But we are definitely seeing the Bible prophecy happening right in front of our faces. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Till next time later. Peace.